Hi, Alex Recaps here. Today I am going to explain a TV series called The X-Files. Hometown Pennsylvania. Under the cover of a gloomy night, a woman gives birth to a child. The three men who are delivering the baby cut the umbilical cord, then take the baby and go outside with him. Not far from the house, dig a small hole that has become a grave for a newborn child and bury him alive. Men painfully perceive this event and cry, because for the baby was not a stranger. Some time later, a group of school children play baseball on the outskirts of the village so as not to interfere with the peaceful life of its inhabitants. At some point, the batsman gets angry because the game did not work out for him and hits the ball hard, because of which he flies into the area nearby. This is the territory of the strange Peacock family, so no one dares to go off the ball. School children are preparing to resume the game when suddenly the batting boy notices blood under his feet. Having dug up the ground, he saw the baby's hand and was seriously frightened. FBI agents Fox Mulder and Scully soon arrive on the scene. The agent is inspired by the scenic landscape and is fascinated by the baseball. He dreams of someday quitting his job in the city and moving to a quiet village like this. To me, is retirement and peace. The partner does not share his enthusiasm because sometimes strange and terrible things happen in such places. Checking the hole, Scully determined the type and size of the shovel used to dig the hole, and judging by the direction of the marks, it was a left-hander. A couple of minutes later, the sheriff arrives at the burial site, who called the agents. Andy Taylor is shocked by what happened because before home was a quiet and calm town in which she liked to live. Now the man understands that all this is in the past and will not be the same as before. Mulder and Scully notice three people watching them from a house nearby and try to find out something about them. George Sherman and Edmund Peacock are three brothers whose parents died in a car accident. It is impossible to verify the accuracy of the data, since after the accident the men took their father and mother home, after which no one ever saw them again. Ages first suspect the Peacock brothers, who live in a house nearby. A sheriff suggests not to interrogate them since the men live in terrible conditions. They have no electricity, water, or gas. In addition, they are weak-minded and breed animals, so they are unlikely to be involved in the birth and murder of a child. The ages return to the station where they decide to examine the baby's body. Sheriff trusts the villagers, who are no more than a couple of hundred, so he does not lock the door and does not carry weapons. He allows them to examine the child, but only in the back room so that no one sees. The agent Scully unwinds the body and realizes that the baby has numerous genetic defects that are visible to the naked eye. The boy wouldn't live a month, but he has earth in his lungs, which means it's a murder and they have to investigate him. A little later, Scully thinks about becoming a mother in the future but is afraid of such genetic abnormalities. Mulder offers to find a healthy man with an impeccable pedigree for this and subtly hints that he is just such a person. While discussing the child with disabilities, the agents come to the conclusion that the Peacock brothers are clearly involved in him. These men are weak-minded, and it is quite possible that the genetic defect is inherited from generation to generation. Realizing that there are no women in their family, the FBI agents assume that the brothers have kidnapped and are holding by force some girl, and this is their business and they must get to the bottom of the truth. Mulder and Scully arrive at the Peacock brothers' house to talk to them. The house is dark and empty, so the agents can enter because they don't have any evidence or a search warrant. Shining a flashlight into the room, Mulder notices blood and decides that's good enough reason to look around the room. Once in the house, agents find bloody footprints, shovels and scissors that cut the umbilical cord. All this evidence is more than enough, only the brothers are not at home. Having carefully checked everything, agents did not notice the woman lying on the floor in the bedroom. In the evening, Mulder and Scully head back to the hotel for some rest. While the man is trying to set up the TV, his partner calls up the sheriff and asks to write arrests in the name of George Sherman and Edmund Peacock. Scully also asked to check abandoned cars and cars that are rusting on the brothers' property. Andy Taylor entrusts the matter to his assistant Barney and checks the revolver, realizing that life in the village will never be the same again. Soon Scully goes to sleep in a room and Mulder props up the door with a chair to keep himself safe. Sheriff also goes to bed, but hurriedly returning to the house forgets to lock the door. Meanwhile, Peacock brothers fill up the white convertible and drove to the sheriff's house. Hearing the music, and he looked out the window, but the car was empty. Realizing that danger was close, he asked his wife to hide under the bed. Sheriff wanted to take a revolver, but he saw that the criminals were already in the house and did not dare to go down to the first floor. Grabbing a bat, he returned to his bedroom and began to wait for the bandits. Andy attacked one of the brothers, but the bat did not stop him. The Peacock trio brutally murdered the sheriff and didn't stop there. Guided by animal instincts, they smelled the woman hiding under the bed and killed her. Barney was the first to arrive at the scene of the murder as he came to the sheriff to hand over materials regarding the missing cars and her owners. Soon FBI agents arrived here, who were shocked by what had happened. After checking the bodies, Mulder realizes that they were beaten with sticks, as if cavemen were at work. At the same time, Scully received the boys' DNA results and is shocked by the results. The baby has a chromosome break and too many defects, since during a metaphase the chromosomes were divided into 3. This is possible if all three brothers became the father of the child, but this is only possible if there is a relationship with a relative who has a weak egg. The FBI agents realize that the brothers need to be arrested and Barney agrees to help them with this in order to avenge the dead sheriff. They soon arrive at Peacock's house and The deputy goes to the house first. The agents approached slowly, and only through binoculars they see how Barney fell into the trap of the brothers and became a victim of an axe. Mulder realizes that these are not even people but animals that are guided by instincts and have discarded everything that is characteristic of a reasonable person. It's too dangerous to walk through the house of Mulder and Scully. Let the pigs out of the pen. To distract the brothers as soon as the whole trio leaves the house, agents make their way inside and deactivate one of the traps. After carefully examining everything, they find family photos that only confirm the progressive deformities and physical abnormalities of the Peacock family. At some point, Mulder finds an amputee tied to a wooden board under the bed. As it turned out, this is the mother of the boys, and they mate with her for procreation. Edmund is not only the older brother, but also the father of George and Sherman, which led to even greater genetic abnormalities. Peacock killed 3 people, so they need to be arrested. Scully tries to talk to the brother's mother to let her help them, but one is proud of her sons and doesn't want to leave her home. One of the brothers notices Mulder in the house and rushes to him. The agent tries to restrain the criminals and shoots one of the attackers. Scully hears screams and runs into the common room. She sees that the brothers are attacking her partner and releases a whole clip into one of them, but this does not stop George. As a result of the fight, Mulder kills George with a headshot, and Sherman pursues Scully and falls into his own trap with an aspen stake. After dealing with the 2 brothers, the agents check the house and notice scratches on the floor. There is no one in the bedroom under the bed, and they realize that Edmund managed to escape, taking his mother with him. Mulder and Scully put the fugitives on the wand list in the hope that someday they will be found and sent to jail. Meanwhile, Edmund secludes himself in the trunk with his mother in order to continue the family line and have new children. They are not upset and are sure they will be able to find a new home where they will be able to settle down and create a family. Here movie ends. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow at the same time.